Today we're going to look at a couple of products from the metal detecting equipment company CKG. We have their carbon fiber shovel and their new pinpointer. I'll go over some specifications and tell you what I think. For those of y'all that have been metal detecting for a while, you've probably heard of CKG. I first heard of them when I was researching sand scoops for water hunting, and they produced a lot of them and still do. They also started producing carbon fiber handles for sand scoops at a pretty good price point. Founded in 2017, CKG began producing sand scoops for the metal detecting industry. They soon branched out into carbon fiber handles. Expanding on their metal detecting line, they now produce shovels, diggers, pinpointers, bags, and more. One of the products that they sent me to review is this carbon fiber shovel. And the other product that they sent me is their pinpointer. I'm always happy to try a new pinpointer. I got home one day and saw this box leaning against my front door. I quickly opened it up, found it had been well packed and secured. Inside of the box was their Treasure Seekers package. It is a carbon fiber shaft shovel and their new pinpointer. First, let's look at this carbon fiber shovel. The CKG carbon shovel is 36 inches long and a little over 2.2 pounds. Here you can see it compared to my old Lesh T-handle digger, which is 31 inches long. That extra 5 or 6 inches really helps me out in the field. The larger shovel head allows you to go deeper than smaller shovels. Here you can see the foot guard on both the shovels, and I'm going to come back to this point later. Well, hello everybody. There's my buddy Tim. We haven't hunted in a long time. It finally has rained. We've come out between rain. I'm happy because this is the perfect place to try out this new CKG carbon fiber shovel. I've won several shovels similar to this, but they've just been too heavy and I didn't feel like carrying them around. And they've also sent me this cool pinpointer. I've already used this once. I kind of like it. Well, that goes in easily enough, and it's the perfect type. The Lesh I have is probably the handle starts here, and I'm always bending over. I'm 6'2", and it sure is nice. Look, there it is. It sure is nice to not to have to bend over. Y'all, the serrated edges on this shovel makes it really easy to go into the soil. However, I'm not sure how it would perform in really rocky caliche limestone that we have here. No shovels perform well under those conditions. For fields or the woods, I think this is a perfect shovel. I have spoken to a few people that have used this shovel, and everyone was pretty pleased. One person did have one that broke on them in these hard Texas soils, but CKG immediately sent them a replacement. Y'all, overall, I really like this shovel. For certain conditions, it is my go-to shovel. I really like the serrated edges. I like how it's lightweight and how it's 36 inches long. There is, however, one thing that I absolutely do not like on this shovel, and that is the footrest. It is just too narrow. Here you can see it compared to the Lesh. The Lesh is twice as wide and just as long. For this CKG shovel to really shine, I think that footrest should be at least twice as large. It's just really hard to stomp your foot on it without it slipping off. That being said, I am happy that they rounded off the corners, because when your foot slips off, at least that point doesn't gouge into your shin bone. Y'all, next we're going to look at the CKG Pinpointer. I'm always excited to try new pinpointers, and I was really curious to see how this would perform in different type of conditions. Opening the box revealed the pinpointer, a holster, a 9-volt battery, and a lanyard. Like most pinpointers, it has vibration or sound, or both. The sensitivity is adjustable using the settings on the menu screen, and it is waterproof to 10 feet. Well, one thing I like about this pinpointer is the sensitivity. It does detect down fairly deep. Using it in parks and tot lots, I was able to go down at least 1.5 inches or 2 to detect the targets. That really speeds up recovery. I have tried using the pinpointer a couple of different times at the beach, and the black sand was just too much for the pinpointer. It was constantly falsing, and it made target recovery almost impossible. In dry sand, wasn't as much of a problem, but I still had falsing issues. Alright, well, I've shown you both the shovel and the pinpointer. Now let's find out what I think about them. I'll tell you the good things and the bad. Well, as for the shovel, I like it, but it's very location specific for me. I can't see hunting with this in almost 95-98% of the city parks that I go to. I would never take this shovel. It's just too much. I would never take it to a tot lot. Just too much shovel. In the fields, in the woods, and some hillsides that I have in mind, this is absolutely perfect. Another thing that I really like about this shovel, it is absolutely perfect for gardening. Around the garden, it's perfect for digging up plants, starting holes for new ones. I've been using it a lot in my garden, and it's my go-to shovel there. The main thing that I don't like about the shovel is the footrest. It's just too narrow this way. There's not enough grip. It's easy to slip off. I've only got about this much room to put your foot. You can't really stomp on it, easy to miss it, and that goes right into the shin bone. Ask me how I know. My only other concern with this shovel is how reliable this joint is going to be right here. I went through a lot of trials when I first started this hobby. This is where they always seem to break. I have heard of one breaking, but they immediately replaced it. There's just some conditions here, especially in North Texas. If you've never been here and detected, then you just don't know. But it is caliche and limestone rock and hard as rock clay. The conditions can be horrible, and even the best shovels can be put to the test. Yo, well, what do I like and not like about this pinpointer? Well, the first thing that hits on both accounts is the sensitivity. It is extremely sensitive, which is great when I'm trying to locate a target. However, what I don't like is I always have to remember to move my equipment at least 2 feet away. Otherwise, it's going to false. That sensitivity also makes it not good for saltwater conditions with black sand. One very minor thing are these grooves. I don't like them. They list it as a feature, but for me it just collects dirt, mud, and sand and makes it hard to clean. One thing I like and hate is the battery life. I hate that it's a 9-volt battery. Very expensive. I wish it was rechargeable. However, using the 9-volt, I've got over 36 hours on the one I'm using now, and it still has 2 bars left. And I do like that battery indicator on the screen. Y'all, I've been using and testing these products for over 2 months, and I think I've got a good idea about how they function and how they'll handle in the future. For the price point, this pinpointer I think is a good option for someone that's just starting out and doesn't want to spend a lot of money. If you're just going to be hunting city parks and that, you know, the small annoyance with having to move your equipment a little bit further away than others, that's nothing. Good battery life, good sensitivity. I think it's perfect for the beginners. And y'all, for me and the type of hunting I do, this CKG carbon fiber shovel, while super lightweight, it's just not ideal for the conditions that I hunt in. I do have specific places, and if I was going to go to more fields and woods, this would be perfect. But what I really like about the shovel is its usefulness in the garden. As I mentioned earlier, if I'm transporting plants or digging up plants, this is my go-to shovel. Y'all, lastly, I'd like to thank CKG for sending me these two items to test. They've both become part of my daily metal detecting and garden routine. In the tot lots, I use the Pinpointer all the time. Y'all, as always, I've put down some affiliate product links down in the video description. Clicking on those links and purchasing that or anything on Amazon sure is an easy way to help support my channel. Hey y'all, I sure do appreciate y'all watching today's video. If you've had any experience with either one of these products, let us know down in the comments. Give us a click on that like button if you could, and we'll see you on the next one.